Well, 10 reasons, I said 10 reasons why you should consider living in southwest Nebraska and why it's better. Number 1, southwest Nebraska entails about 10,000 square miles. And it just so happens there's about 10,000 people here. In other words, about 1 person per square mile if you calculate it all out, even though most of us are living in McCook right now. Be that as it may, that gives you room to wiggle and the freedom to do it. Number 2 has to be the weather. Most of the time it's pretty mild here. Oh, we can have plus 100-degree days for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and we can have 2 or 3 weeks of sub-zero weather a year. But for the most part, it's a dry climate. We kind of like it that way. It would be nice to have a wee bit more rain though. In southwest Nebraska, you can rent a home for $300 a month, and like my basement house only costs $6,000. So needless to say, housing is affordable in southwest Nebraska. In southwest Nebraska, we're allowed to garden in our yards the way we want, and most landowners will allow us along the river to garden there as well, giving us free land and free water, and allowing us to protection against the hail wiping out our garden at our home sites. Southwest Nebraska has a school system that's second to none, as well as it has a medical community that is very progressive and doing their very best to keep this area healthy and safe. In southwest Nebraska, if your neighbor's not happy with you, he'll come over and say, "I got a bone to pick with you." And they'll talk it out if at all possible. You do it between each other before you ever consider calling the cops or causing any trouble to either person, because you know what goes around comes around in southwest Nebraska. A great reason to live in southwest Nebraska is you never have to worry about rioting or looting. Not in southwest Nebraska. A good example is on my block there are 6 homes. I said 6. And of those 6 homes, the owners of those 6 homes have 113 guns and almost 1 million rounds of ammunition. And no, I don't own a firearm. But be that as it may, if looting or rioting started on this block, and most any block in southwest Nebraska, they'd need a lot of body bags. So we don't have that to worry about because the people know it and they respect everyone because of it. In southwest Nebraska, the government doesn't push too far. You see, we know where they live, and we know the sins that they've done. And so again, they don't push too far. In southwest Nebraska, we teach our children common sense. And we do that before we even teach them religion. Because if you get religion before you get common sense, you might even think that your God wants you to fly a plane into a building. You won't have that problem in southwest Nebraska. Southwest Nebraska has some incredible deer hunting, and even elk hunting is starting up in southwest Nebraska for the hunters, as well as our lakes have some monster fish, almost a Moby Dick sized fish. At least that's what the people tell me, and unless that's a fish story.